Alright, so I bought a new miter saw stand, and I'm going to put together a video here of me putting it together. Just wanted to show you what I've been using. Actually, before I had the miter saw over here, I had it on a workbench in the back over here, and it doesn't have any dust collection, so sawdust is just going everywhere, making a mess back here. So what I do is I open up the doors here and just let the sawdust blow outside, and I sweep it up. Most of it, I don't use this saw that much anyway, so just wanting to show you what the current setup is here. Just sitting on a rolling cart that I bought for, I think it was $60 on clearance from Walmart, and it's just sitting on there. I haven't screwed it down or anything like that, so it can get knocked off of here. Not the best situation, and it's not really all that mobile. It's not that easy to move this thing around. So, but like I said, it's not really attached. Not the best situation here. So I will be putting together a new miter saw stand. I bought the Ridgid professional compact miter saw stand. I'll put the information for that in the description below. It was on sale for $99. I've had it up in a browser window on my computer. I was expecting for it to come down for Black Friday, and it came down in price before that. So I'll go ahead and put it together here, and hopefully it'll be a better setup for this. This is actually way too big for me. I kind of wish I would have bought a 10-inch. This is a 12-inch compound miter saw. It swivels both directions here. I think it'll cut up to like 14 inches. This thing is just huge. So I'm planning on putting it on the compact miter saw stand, and hopefully it'll be able to stay folded up with this on here. So let me drag the box in here and we'll take a look at that. Well, I guess I'm kind of giving you a little tour of my messy workshop. Should have cleaned it up a little bit, but here it is. Anyway, here's the box on my old kitchen countertop island here. It's the Ridgid. Let me read the box. Model number on it is the Ridgid AC9960. Don't have the best camera set up here, so hopefully you can see that. There it is. Ridgid AC9960. This is the heavy duty compact stand. So let's get this box open and see how hard it is to put together. Hopefully it's not that big of a deal. Sorry for knocking the camera stand around. Clean that up later. It's taped as well as strapped down. Earwigs all over the place. It has a lifetime warranty, free parts service for life, which is good. I'm sure I'll probably break something on it. Plastic wheels, and this is kind of a rubberized feel here. I'm gonna pause the video, get all the parts out, and restart in a moment here. Okay, so I removed most of the protective plastic and got this stuff out of the box. There's the main assembly here, rollers on the side, and these pieces here will be what the saw attaches to. So I think the first step here is putting together the wheels. This part was just loose in the box, and then the rest of it is in the package here. I don't know if there's a hole in this or why the one axle was in and the other one was out of the bag, so I'll get this roughly put together and come back again. Alright, so I have one of the wheels loosely assembled here. So basically you take the, I call it an axle shaft, and one end of it has a notch here, kind of a slot. Well, this goes into the slot. See, there's a circle here and the slot there. Just push this through and that index is in there. Take a washer and a nut, put them on there, and then in the directions they're calling this an O-ring, but that's not an O-ring. So then you have a large washer. See it compared to the small one there. Large washer goes on here. Then you take your wheel. It goes on there. Then you get another washer and a nut. You put that on here. Of course, I'm trying to do this one-handed. So let's get an adjustable wrench and tighten that down in a moment here. This is the other washer and nut. They are a lock nut, or a nylon, nylock, whatever you want to call it. So that's simple enough. Looks like I did it right. Yeah, so these brackets are already pre-installed on the unit. So, alright, I'll tighten all these down and move on to the next step. Alright, got the wheels installed. So now the next step is to put the material supports in. So they show this thing being opened up to install those. Hopefully this is all in frame here. It looks like it. So the instructions here, they show the material support with these square tubing extensions on the wheel side, and then the other one will be on the other side. And the next step is to put the saw on. There's a lever on here to lock that in place. I'll do a close-up of that in a moment here. So these are the little knobs that came with it. This is a little lower than I thought it would be, but I guess with the height of the saw it should be a good height. I never had one of these before. So you want to make sure you put the ledge facing the other support there. There's nice little trays in here. You can put screws or measuring tape, whatever you want in there, I guess. Alright, so next step here, it looks like I need to install these rails here on the bottom of the saw. So I'll get that set up and be right back. So in the instructions they show setting up 2x4s and then placing the saw on top of those. So I guess we'll see how that goes here. Hopefully I don't drop or break anything here. Alright, let me get this stuff out of the packaging here and come right back with the installing these. So as I was setting up the other parts here, I noticed I had these parts left over. They're not really left over. Apparently I missed the very first step, which is installing the carry handle. So I just flipped it over and set it on top of my old miter saw stand. And put this handle on here. Looks like in this orientation the handle faces, the bent part here faces up, which will be really facing down when this is in the standing position. The lock washer and the flat washer. And just something I like to do on washers, you have a rougher edge and then a smoother edge. I like to put the rougher edge away from painted surfaces. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's just something I like to do to prevent some paint damage. So there's finger tight, and I'll just tighten it with the screwdriver, and we'll get back to the tabletop view to put the brackets on the table saw. Alright, so I have the brackets positioned underneath the holes here. Picture of the instructions. So you have the bolt with the lock nut and then the washer. And you just thread it through the saw into these little mounting brackets. They're mounting pieces on the actual bracket here. Hopefully I have this lined up well. Maybe not. Let's get these all tightened down, and I'll show you how this looks when I'm done. Alright, so ran into a little issue here with the thickness of the feet on my miter saw here. It doesn't allow for me to use the washer or the lock washer. It prevents the bolt from engaging with this bracket plate here. So I'm going to have to buy some longer bolts, or maybe I'll just run it like this. So that was this step here with this this M8 bolt. So it's, again, the thickness of my miter saw base here is too thick to allow for the bolt to fully engage with that. So I just tighten them down here, and I'll go ahead and put it over here on this and see how it goes. I have both of these locking feet open, so I'm assuming it should just set in there. So let me get this set back up on the tripod and I'll attempt to put it on here. Alright, well, I hope this works out and hopefully I don't drop the saw. Probably should have practiced this before doing it on camera, but whatever. Oh, gotta get the cord out of the way. No, I'm too far forward. Well, am I doing something right here? Okay, so it looks like you need to engage the front first, and then you can just push it down in the back here, and these guys lock in place. So it feels pretty sturdy and it's at a good height here. This is locked in place, but I think you can slide it side to side. This might be too tight for that. I may have to adjust it. This slides side to side pretty easily. It stops on this tray here. Same thing on this side. So for now, I'll just try and put it close to being in the middle. Looks like it's good enough there. Up and slide out. I'll bring the camera over here in a moment to show you close up on this latching mechanism here. So over here is, I think I showed this earlier, but this little lever you pull up and push it down to lock in place. So I've not had one of these before, but it seems like it's pretty well made to me. Looks like it's simple enough to use. So I guess next thing is I'll try and fold it up and see if it will stay open here. Stay in the up position with the saw attached to it. And then here's the other side. Looks like you have to be careful to keep this raised while you pull it out. Otherwise, I think it will be blocked by the handle. Push this guy up. Yeah, it's going to hit the handle here, and then not a big deal. So let's lock these in place. I think I may want to have it up a little higher when I try and fold it up. Now let me put the camera back in the tripod here. And hopefully I don't drop this on the ground. Try and collapse the legs here. I was actually sure you're supposed to do this. Well, to pull that up a little higher, it's going to tip over on me here. So I may not be able to store it like this. Might have to put some kind of a hook on the wall here and hang it from the handle, I guess. A combination here. Yeah, that's very tipsy. That sound good? Let me zoom out here. So I thought I was going to be able to store it like this, but it's kind of tipsy. Let's see if I can demonstrate that. Yeah, it's very, very tipsy. It's just barely touching, it's tipping over. So I'll have to figure something else out to store this in the shop here. The handle's a little rough. Not sure if I dinged that. I don't think I did. So let's see how this is to open it back up. So these legs are locked in the up position also by this pin here. And then also they're locked in the open position as well. Sure there's a better way to do this or not. So anyway, I was hoping to be able to store this in the upright position. Now this takes up more space than what I had it on before, so I'll have to figure something out. Other than that, it seems to be well built. So I think that will do it for this video. I'll try and post some more woodworking videos here. I don't really have any projects planned, But just another hobby of mine, very amateur at it. You can probably tell from my equipment in here and in my shop, but looking forward to doing some more in this hobby. So I'll have to figure out something else for storing this. So anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.